Hello everybody, today we want to talk about ABBA Voyage. What kind of experience is it? Should you get a ticket? And overall, how to get there, how long is the show, everything and more in this video. So I went to see ABBA Voyage about 2 weeks ago, and I just want to give you a brief summary of everything that unfolded on this day. And so if you are in London, how to get there? First of all, you take the tube to Stratford, and then you go on the DLR one stop, and this is when you arrive at your destination. You will already see the big ABBA arena with all the lights and all the other fans already waiting there. There's also a merch shop where you can buy some t-shirts and mugs if you are a big ABBA fan, and you probably are, otherwise you would not have clicked on this video. So when you get there, the show starts, the one we had tickets for starts at 7:30, and it is advised that you arrive 1 hour before that, so you should be there at 6:30. And when you arrive, they scan your ticket, they look into your bag, and then you walk in. And then you have this big area, the waiting area. Some call it maybe a foyer or however you want to call it. And there are several bars where you can get a drink or you can also get a snack. There is a coat check area, so you can give them your jackets and then you get a tag. And once the show is over, you can just pick up your jacket there with no additional costs. I thought that was very well organized. And so I didn't know quite what to expect because I have heard a lot about it, of course, living in London. You know, a year ago is when it started, ABBA Voyage, and there are posters everywhere, all over the tube system. There are these ABBA Voyage posters, so there was a lot of curiosity about it all. And you know, when I looked up some reviews on YouTube or I saw a clip or trailer about it, I had an idea of what it might be like. But because understandably there are some restrictions about what it is once you walk inside of the ABBA arena, there's only so much info you can get and only so much of a description you can get and so much information you can gather. And so, we walked in, we gave our jackets to the coat check, then we went to the bar and we got a drink, but in our case there was just sparkling water because we as the Germans, we like sparkling water the most. So some people even had some snacks. I was not hungry at all at this point. And so we just got our drinks and then we went to the big door where you can wait. And then we asked the security, how long is it going to take, this and that. And there was still probably 30 more minutes to wait there, or maybe 20. And then when the time came, they opened the big door and we walked in. The tickets we had for the dance floor, and I can only recommend if you are able to do that. These are standing tickets, so you will stand the whole length of the show. The show is around 1 hour and a half long. Of course, depending on your age range, there are also seats, so you can also get tickets for a seat. The ones we had were for standing, and it turned out to be the exactly right choice because what unfolded right in front of our eyes was nothing less than absolutely spectacular, and we were very close to the action. So it started, and there are some lights everywhere. It looks pretty much like disco already, some neon lights. And then you walk this hallway and then you arrive inside of the main area. And there's this big screen and there is some like a visual projection there. There's a forest and there are some moving parts there and somebody's running through the forest and you're just thinking what is happening there. And so we still had some time at this point, and so you can see how slowly the arena is filling up. People walk in, many of them go up to their seats, and some of them in the standing area, which is called the dance floor. And so it was slowly filling up, and we got closer and closer to the start of the show. And at this point, you can really just sit down, even in the dance floor area, and just wait for the time when it all starts, where you can just have a conversation with your friends or family, the people you went there with. And so then the moment finally came, and it started, and the curtain opened up, and this kind of screen was lifted, and the music started. There was a live band on the left side of the stage with singers, drummer, guitar player, and so that supported the sound that was already really great and loud and exciting, and the lights and everything so shiny. And so then the real thing started, and the first song, and you're just looking at the stage thinking, what is happening now? And then the most unbelievable part of the show, just right in the beginning, out of the ground, 4 figures emerge from the ground all the way up. And of course, you've probably guessed it, they are the 4 original members of ABBA. And they look so real. I have read a few different descriptions about the technology that is being used for this. Let's just call it a hologram, or the holograms of these 4 band members. And it looks so real. I had to really do a double check to see, is this really happening in front of my eyes? And you have them on stage in front of you, and then to the left and to the right there are 2 monitors, and they zoom in on them so you can see them bigger, also for the people in the back, so they can have a full view as well. But where we were standing, it was probably the 3rd row, pretty central on the dance floor. We just had ideal sight, and they were right in front of us. For me, it was really an emotionally overwhelming experience, because you have to understand, in our family, my mom, for example, is the biggest ABBA fan ever. I'm a big ABBA fan myself as well, so over the years, you know all the songs, they are classics, they are disco classics, they are pop classics, and they are just so catchy, and they are so moving, and they are so well made. This is why I'm sure they have lasted this long and became the international classics that they are. And so it starts, they are on stage right in front of you, and like I said, the lights, the music. I was overwhelmed because of the whole moment, the whole gravity of this moment, because it was just so unbelievable. For me, I like to compare it with watching a UFO landing right in front of me. This is how I felt about it, because I could not believe what I saw in this moment. And like I said, it was really emotional for me, and there may have been a tear or two. They were tears of joy. I just wanted to get a grasp on this moment, and together with the music, the lights, and what we saw there on stage, and all the fans around us as well, singing along, and it was just so moving that it is hard to describe. It is almost undescribable, even though I'm trying to describe it to you right now. But you really have to see it to believe it, to get the picture, to you have to experience it. You have to be there so you can also immerse yourself into this experience. And this is the only way how you can ever 100% take part in it. I recommend it. I give it 5 stars. This is the full range of stars, because this is a visual show and the first of its kind. Maybe they can even have 10 stars, and I would even give them that as well. Because if you have a friend or a family member who is a big ABBA fan and you give them a ticket, this is something they will never forget. When you go there and experience it together, this is an experience that you will share and that you can always hold dear, because it's just so very special. When it comes to the ticket prices, of course I understand. If you are on a budget, this is something that quite an amount for like going out one night, but it is really so special that you cannot compare it to any other show. When I go to the theater, for example, and I'm there and have my ticket for £25 or maybe 30 or sometimes 40, something like this is maybe the range when I go to the theater. But these ABBA tickets, you know, they are in a higher price range, but it's also justified. If you see the production and the meaning and the value of it all, you will understand once you are there. And so the sooner you book, the better the price will be, because the closer to the actual date you get, the higher the price will be. So if you're thinking about getting tickets and you go on to Datix and you look up something that may be a show that happens maybe in 2 months or in 3 months, chances are you might get a ticket for a good price on the dance floor that you couldn't get if you, let's say, plan on going there next week or the week after. So give it some time. The better you plan this, the better the price will be. And when it comes to age range in the audience, I can really say there were people of all ages there. Older people sitting down, there were families, there were couples, there were groups of friends around us, and they all had the right outfit for a night like this, you know, the disco outfit. Some of them, many of them actually. And we also had some sparkling scarves, because we were also well prepared for this special night, for this special event. And so they take you through so many of their songs. They take you through so many of their costume changes. And you know, me, also a singer myself, and I love being on stage singing for an audience. So I can completely relate to the sparkling dresses that they were wearing during parts of the show. And you know, the more sparkly, the better. You might agree with me. So there were several outfit changes, maybe at least 4, I think. Then there's a part in the show where some of the band members come over from the left to the center of the stage, and they are singing one song, and that's also really great. They are really talented singers as well. But of course, you know, we go there for ABBA, and then ABBA is just our absolute highlight, and it is just so hard to explain. But let me know if you went there, if you have seen it, what were your thoughts? Do you agree? How was the whole experience for you? Was it as spectacular as mine? Because like I said before, I didn't know what to expect. And when I went there, all of the things that I could have imagined were exceeded. And I have seen, I would say, quite a few things in my life, but I have never seen anything like this. I have never seen anything as moving as this. Yes. So that was my video on the ABBA Voyage experience. In the end, of course, we were so moved by it, we had to stop at the wall with the ABBA Voyage sign to take another picture, and then we went on our way home, picked up our jackets, and went outside and just had to take a bit of time to process the whole experience, because it was just moving, it was magical, it was absolutely astonishing. Maybe that's the right word. Okay then, thank you for stopping by here today. If you like this video, you can give it a like. If you have seen the show yourself, feel free to share your opinion and your experience in the comments. If you like, you can also subscribe to this channel. We are talking about theater, plays, musicals, and as you can see today, also shows and entertainment. And that's it for today. See you next time. Bye bye.